All right. Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is Monday, and that means Cartoon Series Day. And that is going to be a new cartoon series. As you can tell, it might be Speed Racer. Speed Racer, the one of the most famous American adaptations of a Japanese cartoon, or as it's called by some people, anime, which is just the Japanese word for animation. And we'll get into it in a little bit. But before we get too much further into this episode, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this movie. Let me know what you think about let me know what you think about the movie. I liked it. It would have liked it more if it had been 95 minutes instead of over 2 hours and 20. But let me know what you think about the series. Have you seen the Japanese version? Have you seen the other updated ones, the new Speed Racer and whatever else they have? I have not. Let me know if you've read the book that I've reviewed way back when, and just drop me a thought. So, and if you could watch just a little longer, we'll try to get through these pretty quickly. It helps that they're two-parters. These first two, are two-parters. There is at least one three-parter, which might make our episodes off a bit, but we'll work with that when we get to it. All right. So when I say, "Are you ready to roll?" We're about to jump into the Mach 5, and let's go. Go, go. Okay, we start out with The Great Plan, which is the first episode. Now, obviously, when this was brought over to the States in 68, they did not make it a continuing series, which by now most Japanese cartoons were a continuing series. From start to finish, it told a story. Of course, the Americanization of it did not allow for that because syndication would not let you see all of the episodes in order. It wasn't a weekly thing, it was a daily thing. That's where I remember seeing it on WDCA, Channel 20, the greatest station in the world. I don't remember ever seeing The Great Plan. But we start here. This was originally broadcast in Japan on April 2nd, 1967. And it just tells, gives you the backstory of Speed. With Speed narrating over the front of the first part of the episode about the wonderful Mach 5 that his father, Pops Racer, built. And there he is in all his glory. And these are just some people cheering him on, I guess a ground crew. The people he's racing against tell him how great he is. But his dad won't let him race. And we find out why in a bit. But he's forlorn. So Speed's probably 16, 17 here. Maybe. They don't really say, but he's not of age. And there's Pops getting ready to have a cardiac-like event. And he quits because these guys won't fund him to improve the rest of the Mach 5 even more. So, but somebody wants those plans, and he's being chased. And Speed just has Pop take the wheel and jumps over onto the bikers and beats him up, and then so does Pops. But Trixie shows it. So this is our introduction to Trixie, Pop, and Pops as well. Trixie doesn't have a name, but she's flying a helicopter. She also flies planes. And Trixie is, I don't even know what her particular, let's get over here to characters. There we go. What her real name is Michi Shimura. And yeah, that's why there's an M on her blouse. The G on Speed Racer's shirt stands for Go Mafune. I don't know if Speeds doesn't say what where she gets all her money, but she must be an heiress or something. But she loves Speed, and Pops now is retired, but he's going to go work on the remodeling the Mach 5. And there's Mom Racer, Aya Mafune. Pops' name is Daisuke Mifune, and then Spritle is what is Spritle's real name? Kurio Mifune, and I don't know what Chim Chim's name is or really care. Sparky is Sabu. They don't say what. Maybe it says in here. Spredo was voiced by Corinne Orr. Um, Speed Racer is voiced by Peter Fernandez. Pops is voiced by Jack Curtis. Mom is voiced by Corinne Orr. Of course, she did a lot of the voices, and Trixie, of course, is Corinne Orr, and so is Spritle. I don't know who did Chim Chim. Chim Chim Sampe is his name in the Japanese version. There we go. Mr. Van Ruffle is the villain of these first two episodes, and Ace Ducey is his writer who's going to pay him $5,000 to get the plans for the new Mach 5. And there's Sparky, and that's his heap. It's a groovy heap. At least they're using the word right. And that is Oil Slick or Slick Zoomer or somebody like that, who's up to try to win. He wants to win, and he'll do it any way possible. But Speed's been injured, but he's going to do it anyway. So this is where they install the jacks that are supposed to just lift him up quickly so they can change tires and things, but they come in handy elsewhere. And, for mountain areas, they just appear like magic. If you thought Batman Begins did it, think again. And then they needed a windshield, so Spritle and Chim Chim come with the windshield glass that Pops is writing on and tells them what's going on. And the first episode, these two idiots are in the trunk, and you'd think after this they would lock the trunk. It becomes a trope and a cliche by the end of the series. We'll keep track of it. So that is trunk number 1. And there they have to run to their cars to the start. Pop's been knocked out by one of the bad guys, and they're already blowing people up. And there's the bad Ace's car, his gang. I guess they're maybe a flush. Could they be a royal flush? I doubt it. But these two, Speed and Slick, are racing around. And this is they forced him off the road. See it on the next episode. So every time I got to see Speed Racer, I never liked seeing part 1 or part 2 in the opening credits on that title card, because that either means I missed one or I was going to miss one. I don't think I ever got to see 2 episodes of Speed Racer in a row unless they were separate episodes. They're just singular ones, self-contained episodes, which the second half of the show was mostly. I mean, so it was always kind of a bummer to see these. But now with the DVD, the Blu-ray set from Funimation way back when, which did have subtitles except for this episode. Go figure. Now you can see them all in a row. All right. So they don't even show what's happening to him right away. Speed narrates the opening again and tells us, the viewer, what the buttons are on his steering wheel. A releases the jacks, and B releases the special grip tires somehow. C is for when he has to drive into rough terrain that's got trees and grass and stuff, so he can make his way through. In later versions, they would add of the show, or the later adaptations, they would add lasers, which are cooler. Buzzsaws are neat, but lasers are cooler. D is for when he's being shot at or he's being buried, which happens way more than you'd think for a mere race car driver. Special illumination so he can see at night. Infrared makes him kind of an infra racer, doesn't it? And then he's got airtight. He's got special oxygen, and he's got a periscope, and it uses television. And G is for the robot bird that tape recorded message, also used to dive bomb villains. So we go back to the race. We get a recap of it. Speed survives the valley fall, and Trixie is piloting a plane at this moment. And it's Skullduggery. Slick Zoomer is in the next episode, and it looks like the same guy. So they're following him. He's using the buzz saws, and they just call him. They give him titles, Thug A, and there's very much. So Peter Fernandez, aside from providing a lot of voices for the show, also wrote all the scripts, and has a sense of humor. So there would be asides here because you can't see their lips moving. So they can't say anything. So he would do that. He knew that well placed humor was good, and was a good thing. You'll see it in his other dubs. There's that he wrote. Now he says he wrote a lot of the Gigantor scripts, which have a lot of this in it. Fred Ladd says he wrote the scripts. I don't, I like both men. I met both of them. They're wonderful. So I wasn't there. I don't know. Anyway, you can also see this in Marine Boy, which we will get to at some point in time. Maybe. Oh, I'm sure we will. I love Marine Boy. You know that. So look at these two. They've, yeah, doesn't look good. And they think Trixie's dropping potato mashers or hand grenades. They look like German hand grenades, and they all panic and stop, but it's just smoke bombs. And this is two ways you can go, and so Skullduggery runs down to heads off the shorter way, which leads to the volcanoes. There's Trixie in her plane. It crashes, but they think they've got her, but she gets away. I don't know who comes and gets her. She probably has tracers on her if she's an heiress. Her dad will be watching. But these two kind of become friends because they save each other. Well, and they shoot at Skullduggery, who was part of the bad guys team there. What is his name? What's his name again? Van Ruffle. So he's annoyed. And now he beats him up, and these guys keep getting slammed into the trunk, which I'm all for. Spritle and Trixie and Chim Chim. I don't care for monkeys at all in shows. He's not the worst. I mean, he's tolerable, and Spritle's tolerable for the most part. They do. He is over. I mean, this whole gag is overdone. But again, you're not supposed to watch them. You know, you're not supposed to binge watch these shows. But they come in handy here, clonking him with that, giving him a concussion, if not outright killing him. Judo chop. So somewhere Speed's learned to fight as well. The fuzz, the cops, the police, the PI. Wouldn't even dream of it. And Speed's just annoyed at this race car. But Ace Ducey can't control all of it. He keeps pushing buttons and he's flying around. And I'm surprised that Spritle and Chim Chim got out, so they're not flying loose. He gets his car back and stops it. And then they're going to have a fight. But Speed throws his helmet into the windshield and crashes it, so Ace is just out of luck. And then he throws him off the cliff. Fortunately, it looks like he survives, which usually you don't survive in Japanese cartoons, even especially of this time. But I don't know if they had sold this already. I'm glad they did because it was one of the first cartoons I'd realized was not like the other, like Space Ghost or Scooby Doo. It was different, and the backgrounds, they're just beautiful. So there's that. There he's driving through, the wind's blasting him in the face. He's probably sitting on glass. He catches up to Skull, and he wins. Well, it looks like these two win, but there he is. Old Skull and Speed find out the whole race has been disqualified because of the unauthorized entrance. Ace Ducey and his gang. So they're like, too bad. And Speed apologizes to Pops because he broke the windshield and he's happy, but Pops is happy about it. And Speed tells him, well, he'll have it fixed by the next race. And that throws Pops for a loop, but we know it's going to happen. And we'll find out why Pops doesn't want him racing now in the Challenge of the Masked Racer, Part 1. This was first aired on April 16th, 1967 in Japan. So Trixie and Speed, they're actually like boyfriend. They're not even faking like they're boyfriend. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend. They're out at the beach watching seagulls poop on everyone. And then they go back and there's the masked racer himself, Racer X, because he's got an X here. Which makes sense. He's got little Cyclops glasses. How he has any peripheral vision is beyond me. But they're not making a documentary. This guy wants him to race for him. And he says no and goes off. And now they're throwing the Pops is getting a lot of money. They're trying to get people to let Speed race for him on their team, and they're giving these two cookies. So this is a running gag: is that Spritle and Chim Chim love sweets, You'd think he'd be 400 pounds by the, I don't know if he's, how old he's supposed to be, 6 or something. So look at this shot though. I mean, it's just beautiful. You didn't see things like this in American cartoons at the time because they were for kids, except for Johnny Quest. But they're laughing about Pops and, oh, we'll get to her. And it's interesting, Speed never takes his gloves off or changes clothes, but that was animation also. Um, so yeah, that skullduggery is now Slick Zoomer, who's leading this guy's team, but he's still friends with Speed, I guess. And there they talk about the masked racer, who's got a big old M on his chest. What a surprise! The masked racer, Racer X, is voiced by, of course, Peter Fernandez himself, who told me when I talked to him about this my Marine Boy book that he didn't credit himself because he was already in the credits as a writer for the show. He didn't want to be obnoxious and put his name in there for everything else. So that's why no one ever. There were only the 3 voices credited as actors, but that's him himself, and you can hear it when you would talk to him or listen. You could hear Speed's voice. Racer X was a little lower, but so I don't remember what's going on here. Just they were the comedy relief allegedly. Oh, look, he does take his gloves off every once in a while because they just found out that Speed is in the race. And Pops have a flashback. Diddly, diddly. And there's Rex Racer, the older brother of Speed when he's 18 years old. He's driving, I would assume that's the Mach 1. It's got a 1 on it. And he's in a race. I think he got into it without Pop's permission as well, but and he's racing. It's a good looking little car though. I mean, they have some really nifty designs for cars. I'm not any fan of race car driving. I mean, if this show was just about race car driving, it would not have succeeded as well, I don't think. But they added all the extra stuff. He hits an oil slick and crashes up, but he's all right. Then they have an argument, and he's like, "I'm leaving home. I'm going to be the best racer in the world," and he does. But now, and they obviously have toys made already of the Mach 5 and whatever his car is supposed to be. I used to know the name of it. The Shooting Star, number 9. That's a great title. That's a great name for it. Because a shooting star will shoot you, and Mars will go to war. But there are Spritle is threatening him. He's tougher than he looks. And, he knows it's his little brother, so he's nice to him, and it throws him off. Speed can't sleep. He goes out to prove he can race. And there's Racer X in the Shooting Star, and they race through the rain. And Speed, why doesn't he have his hood or his special glass up so he doesn't get rained on and catch pneumonia? So, and this is where we leave it off. There's logs on the road. Challenge of the Masked Racer Part 2. So they recap it. Speed's been injured, but he's not injured. He's been knocked out. He's not injured. And then for the first time, we hear Racer X say that he is his older brother. Usually it's Speed doesn't know that Racer X is his older brother Rex. The narrator says it a lot in every. So go at that. And there's Wiley. Not Coyote, but that's the guy we saw. And now they want to find out who Racer X is and pulls off the mask and it's Speed. I'm not exactly sure what happened here. But, the old switcheroo was done. And Chim Chim is trying to tell her where Spritle is, and he's making an the sound of so they're impersonating a police officer, and probably she can buy her way out of it. Because look, she is an excellent driver as well. She's a pilot. This girl can do just about anything. So once again, I think she's an heiress of some kind. Speed and Spritle are tied up. The place goes up. The Masked Racer saves Trixie, so they know he's not evil. See, whenever he enters a race, something bad happens. Cars blow up, and everything. People die. Racers die. So Speed's all trussed up there. The trans-country race is about to get underway. Look at this. I mean, that was the size of cameras back then. It's just astounding. Your phone has a better recording device on it than these gigantic 3-inch video recorders. And in Speed show, they think he's gonna, but they're saying this while they see the Mach 5. That rascal. But Pops is really excited about him racing, even though he doesn't want him racing. There's a bit of a disconnect going on here. I mean, but look at these backgrounds. I mean, it's just subtle because you wouldn't notice it unless you're watching it on a Blu-ray. So, so she says he's going to go out for a walk. That doesn't fool moms at all. She's like, "You're going to take me to the race there." So there they are. Speed's got a good position there. Racer X has not shown up, but there it is. And so this is the subtitles, call him the Masked Racer, but we know him as Racer X because Racer X. That is Peter Fernandez right there. I mean, that's just clever, and he sure it tickled him. So they're going to fill the Masked Racer's car up with petrol, the wrong petrol, and the wrong radiator. They blow up. Looks like Skullduggery's car or Zoomer Slick's car is toast. Well, actually, he's in the 2 car, so we don't know which one they blew up. But there it is. Cars are crashing, flying, and that's where you see that opening where the car blows up and probably kills the guy. I do like Racer X's car, the design. It's just cool and sleek. Speed, he gets injured or he gets in trouble, and Speed goes back to help him. And he yells at him. So, and now Zoomer Slick is going to win, is he? But they all get back on there. The race is on, and look who wins. It's Speed. Big surprise, right? So there you have it, our first, second, and third place finishers here. And you'll see that Slick Zoomer is in third place, but that's all right. I mean, they're friendly. He's friendly with Speed at least. Speed didn't have a lot of other friends. It seems like just Sparky and his family. Trixie, of course. But he's all happy. Ta-da! And so is Pops. And look at Mom. Mom Racer is just not. She's not a main character for sure, but she does provide the voice of reason. She is the calm yin to Pops' fiery yang. And then they start working on him to get him to allow him to race. Trixie's the one I think puts it over there, and all the time. So maybe he is 18. And that would put, Racer X about 2023, maybe. I don't know. So there's Spritle and Chim Chim celebrating. Chim Chim's doing the old cheetah trick of doing a backflip. You'll see it in all the Weissmuller movies. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. He went out to look for Racer X, but he's gone. And now, tomorrow we are going to show the Phantom Planet, which I quite enjoy. I've enjoyed it since I was a kid, and it's just fun. Do I want to do this? No, maybe not. Let's see what else we've got here. History. Young Americans? No, that'll probably get me a strike. How about this one? Oh, well, that's not exactly what I was looking for, but it'll do. Anyway, until our next assignment, tomorrow we'll be going to the Phantom Planet. And until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Fly in the rocket ship of the future, 350,000 miles up. Explore limitless space with the world's greatest astronauts.
Pegasus 4 to Lunar Base 1. We're entering a heavy magnetic field.
Take part in the terrifying search for the Phantom Planet. Battle an army of deadly meteors. See daredevil men repair their ship on the edge of eternity. Vital feed lines hit. Air cut off.
My ship is being drawn toward an asteroid. Instruments completely out of operation. I'm going to try to land. I don't think I'll make it.
See the first man land on the Phantom Planet. See a 6-foot man shrink to 6 inches before your very eyes. Introducing Dolores Faith as Zetha, the girl from outer space, whose beauty secrets are wrested from the cosmic rays of the Milky Way. Discover the atomic mysteries of the universe.
Those are gravity plates that we've had placed here.
Their intensity is so high that any object or any person placed on any one of them would immediately disintegrate. Here, let me show you.
Men on the Phantom Planet risk instant death for their women. The appalling warfare of other worlds. Sun-blazing Solarites attack.
The greatest danger to us is the high-intensity heat bomb.
Right. They have enough concentrated heat to blow up our planet instantly.
See the Solarite monster break loose. Thrill to the awe-inspiring battle for survival.
Activate the gravity curtain.
The fantastic power of the weapons of outer space. Cosmic rays destroying the Solarites.